What has he built? He hasn't built anything. We don't have a good line. Our offense is always in shambles because everyone's always hurt. That he said he wanted to start off with building a strong defense. Newsflash: we're like average right now. We're not even that great anymore. Big Blue, welcome back to another mother and son post-game show for the New York Giants, aka Family Bonding, the first mother and son post-game show for the New York Giants. And before we get into this podcast, because it's going to be quite deep and heavy because there's a lot of things going on that we are excited and both outraged about, as usual. It's a little conflicted, but before we do that, we need to do one very important thing for us.
Hey, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We have grown the family a lot this season, but we need to continue to grow. We really appreciate everyone who's been commenting. It's been fun going back and forth with you. Everybody's upset, but that's okay. This is our therapy. It's Giants
Mm-hmm.
therapy in our comments. So keep those comments going, like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so that you can get the notifications. We will continue to provide you with content even in the postseason. All right, let's get into it.
Before we start getting into everything involving the coaching, the bad play calling, and the atrocious offense that is coached by Joe Judge and Freddie Kitchens, I would like to remind everybody about something. Remember when we made that draft video, Mom? And
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
said that we were fools for for reacting the way we did and being frustrated. Well,
Yes.
I
Kind
have
of nasty,
something to say
actually.
to them. It's fine. They could be nasty because I have something in response to that. And it's hard facts and evidence based off of this past season. I'm going to put this graphic up on the screen for everybody. We've got Kadarius Toney on the left, Devontae Smith on the right. Devontae Smith, as we all know, was stolen from the New York Giants through a colluded trade between the Cowboys and the Eagles to
Mm-hmm.
switch. As you can see, Devontae Smith almost has double Kadarius Toney's receptions. He almost has double. He actually has more than double his yards and has 5 times his touchdowns because Kadarius Toney has zero touchdowns. So everybody that said that we were stupid and foolish for being outraged about this trade down to get the 20th pick to pick up Mr. Kadarius Bum, you played yourself. Because this guy didn't do anything for us. He played 10 games this season and started in 4 of them. And the only reason he started was because almost everybody was hurt. So it
True.
wasn't even like he was a immediate starter anyway. I can't believe that we got this much backlash. And we were right. Because why? Dave Gettleman doesn't know how to draft.
No.
Period. We haven't done anything since he's been in office for us as the general manager. I have some good news about that, which is why I brought this up anyway. It has been reported that Dave Gettleman will be retiring, and it was already reported before this game even happened. They said upon this game, whether win or lose, he was going to announce his retirement. It'll most likely be happening tomorrow because they were going to say it was. Look, what we wanted to do was fire him, but because he's old and he's been around for a long time, that's let's be honest, that's what it is. He's been asked to retire. He's being
It's a
given the Tom
respect thing.
Coughlin treatment. He's
Yeah,
given
it's
the
the
Tom Coughlin
respect
treatment.
thing.
Yeah.
It's the respect thing. It's the respectable thing to do as the individual who's under fire. So, you don't nobody wants to be fired. So he's looking at the calendar. I don't know how many more he doesn't know how many more years he has left. Why get fired and be have the drama of that and just go out and retire and keep it pushing.
Should
He
have
doesn't.
retired 2 years ago.
Yeah, there's really nothing left for him anyway. I don't think any team would
No.
trust him at the helm again.
No.
So it's a good move on his part to just go out in a way that's more respectable to his career.
Yeah, and to speak on that, I don't think any team would pick him up because this our team has looked atrocious under his tenure. We've looked really bad. We haven't
Yeah.
won more than 5 games, or 6 games rather. Excuse me. It's very difficult for us to even get a game, just one win. We haven't been above 500 once. Not even starting the season 1-0. Like it's that bad. Like it's horrible. And then you look
It's
at
been a
these
long
yards.
time.
Jake Fromm threw for barely over 100 yards today, and under 50% pass completion. That's horrible. Under 50%. And he got 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. It's so bad. I know a lot of people who want to say something about how Kadarius Toney performed is because of the offensive line, but guess whose fault that also is? Dave Gettleman and Joe Judge. Joe Judge in his
Absolutely.
ludicrous post-conference game last game from against the Bears, that ludicrous post-game conference, he literally said that he was trying to build a team from the ground up. What has he built? He hasn't built anything. We don't have a good line. Our offense is always in shambles because everyone's always hurt. That he said he wanted to start off with building a strong defense. Newsflash: we're like average right now. We're not even that great anymore. Leonard Williams, his best season of his career was last year with 11.5 sacks. He has 6.5 this season. What has he improved? He's only regressed. I know he's not regressed skill-wise, but stat-wise, he's regressed. What have we built on? Jabril Peppers, Blake Martinez, both were out this season to injuries. Our defense wasn't. Logan Ryan, James Bradbury did not look like how they did last season. And it's in part because they didn't have Jabril Peppers or Blake Martinez. But those things you can't really account for. You can't account that someone's going to get injured. You can't predict, oh, we might get injured, so we have to play like this when they're not there. That's not how teams play. They play at their full capacity. When they have their whole team, that's how they play. Joe Judge has been lying through his teeth. He looks like a clown. I hope he's gone too. We'll find out in a couple of days, and we will be reacting to that, so you better stay tuned for that. But the mother, I want to hear your thoughts on everything that I've just brought up.
There's no question that this team has not looked like a Super Bowl caliber team in the greater part of the last 12 years. It's been a long time. We have to go back to the lack of preparation for the retirement of Eli Manning, the lack of consideration for the fact that we haven't had a proper O-line since this team was a Super Bowl caliber team. It's been a long time. And that just goes back to management, right? Just like what you said. And the leadership has to change. John Mara has to wake up tomorrow, wake up the days following the official end of this season and say, you know what, I've got to do something different. I've got to abandon what I've been doing before. And the sad part is there's not a lot of takers out there. There's not a lot of people who would want to come to this team right now.
I can explain something to you. I can give you a little knowledge. Louis Riddick was thinking about taking over the position as GM. And I trust Louis Riddick because he knows how to run a team. He's been on the team, and he's very smart. And I really do think that he could bring this team back to its former glory and really start from the ground up, get that offensive line changed up, get us a new quarterback, get us a decent backup quarterback because, my God, it's not hard to really ask for that. Can we please just get a good backup in case something happens? Build around the weapons that we have, which, by the way, can I talk about Kenny Galladay for a quick hot second? Kenny Galladay,
sure.
My man, you're not a number one receiver, bro. You're not. You weren't a number one receiver in Detroit. You just looked like one because y'all didn't really have much, just like we don't have much. I don't know what happened on that deep throw down the field that basically hit you in the fingertips, but you didn't even try to reach out for it. It almost looked like you didn't want it. It looked like you
he just wanted it to just lay right into his hands.
But he doesn't have a quarterback that can do that, and there are times when you got to lay out. I don't know what your reason was to not lay out because there's no one in front of you. There's only people behind you. You had beaten everybody deep. All you got to do is lay out and catch it, but you didn't want it.
He definitely, if he had laid out, he could have caught that ball. I mean, again, I'm not a professional football player, never played football in my life, but when I saw the replay, it didn't look like a ball that was completely overthrown where he would have missed it no matter what he did.
He could have dove and got it.
Right. We need more athletes on the New York Giants that recognize that type of opportunity and leverage the opportunity to lay out and be more athletic. That's what we need. That's what we did on this team. The New York Giants has 2 picks in the top 10, among the top 10 picks in the first round. But you know what? It's not an opportunity if we don't have anybody in the front office that's going to make good choices. I'm actually happy that it's over. I was watching, right before we came on, watching Joe Judge deliver what I believe is going to be his last New York Giants press conference post-game. You know, he seemed pissy, okay? He seemed like a guy who is trying to sound optimistic, like he'll still have a job, but I could tell that he believes that he, in his heart of hearts, that he hasn't delivered on the goods. In fact, a reporter asked him, he said it just happens to be today, the anniversary date of when he was announced that he was going to be, Joe Judge was going to be the head coach. And the question was, have you looked back at what you said then? And have you been able to deliver on that? He gave a pissy response. Basically, the answer should have been no. But he gave some sort of roundabout response like he's been doing. And he's angry. He's upset. He really has no one to blame but himself. I really feel like there was just a lack of leadership and a lack of knowledge base at the head coach position to really move this team in the right direction. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, to wrap that up, that's what happens when you bring in somebody who is a special teams coach.
It's
That's
true.
that's what happens. You get gems like John Harbaugh, but not he's not a gem. Giants fans, let us know what you think in the comment section below about what's to come for the New York Giants. We'd like to know what you have to say about Joe Judge, and what do you think the mother is correct about the prediction of him not being here anymore. There's a lot that moving forward that we would like to do. We will be talking about the draft picks and mock drafts that come out, and also looking at what happens after Dave Gettleman retires, because we know it's going to happen. And if Joe Judge does get fired, we want to talk about what we think will happen moving forward, and who potential candidates there are that we think would be a good fit for the New York Giants. So we are not done making content. It's just we're wrapping up this season, and we have a special video for you coming up. It'll be a compilation video of all of my reactions and rage and rants. I'm sure you guys will love that. I will be working on that immediately after dropping this video. So we hope to see you guys in the next video. And don't forget, like and subscribe and share with your friends. It's very important that you do that. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps people say, hey, this is a great video. So please, and we thank
Join
you
our
so much.
family.
We thank you so much, and we thank you for your continued support. So please help us out and join our family. That's all for now. Take care. And
Thanks
congratulations
for
for
watching our
enduring.
season 2.
Yes, and enduring the misery that is being a Giants fan. Take care.